with the first 7 episodes of Demon Slayer Season 2 retelling the events of the Mugen Train movie, basically chopping up the movie into bite-sized pieces while also giving us a filler episode. The biggest thing about Season 2 redoing the Mugen Train arc was that it was said in the trailer promoting the damn thing that the Mugen Train arc in the anime would be featuring roughly 70 cuts of new scenes and new music track plus completely new previews. Now, in my Demon Slayer anime versus manga video, I went over all of the removals and just changes in general from the Mugen Train arc in the movie from the manga. For this video, I want to cover exactly what were the new scenes that were added in for the anime's retelling of the Mugen Train arc. This video will cover all 6 episodes of the Mugen Train arc in Season 2, them being episodes 2 through 7. And I won't be going over the new soundtrack and previews, just the 70 new scenes that were added in for the anime. Now, I might end up missing some of these new added scenes, but fuck it, you guys will definitely let me know in the comment section, either mad as fuck or nicely. So to start things off, in episode 2, the first new scene comes when Tanjiro is about to open the door to the next train car, and we hear Rengoku scream out delicious. Here, the anime adds in a 2-second scene showing Rengoku putting some rice in his mouth. After this, when Tanjiro and the gang find Rengoku and he is eating all of his bento boxes while screaming delicious, in this scene when Rengoku's hair and bento boxes are all flapping and floating in the air, the anime adds in all of the bento boxes falling, which to me this is the most noticeable addition in the anime due to how jarring the cut to it was. Like, it was so weirdly cut in the way it just goes from all of this crazy movement to just stillness and the bento falling back in place. After the anime's opening, we get an added still frame of all the bento that Rengoku has already eaten. When Rengoku defeats the first Dream Demon and him and the crew run off to the other train car to confront the second one, the anime adds in a scene showing the dude who was punching the tickets and some passengers standing there with the lights flickering, and when the lights go off, they all disappear. After we see Enmu on top of the train, the anime ends the episode with a new scene of just the train disappearing into some fog. Pretty hype if you ask me. At the start of episode 3, we get 5 new scenes before we see Rengoku floating in that dream water. The first scene is of the train moving on the tracks. The second shows a shot of the passengers as well as the squad sleeping. The third specifically shows Zenitsu, Inosuke, and the kid connected to Zenitsu sleeping. The fourth is a close-up of the kid tied to Zenitsu, and the fifth is a new scene that is a close-up of Zenitsu snoozing really hard. When the tuberculosis kid is standing in the trees outside of Tanjiro's house, the anime version adds in a lot more trees and just foliage in general, which does make the scene look a little nicer, but at the same time it was kind of pointless because it doesn't really add anything new to the anime, besides some leaves, I guess. After cutting some wood, Tanjiro makes it back home where we see his little brother welcoming him home. Here, the anime adds in a brand new scene where we see 2 more of his siblings welcoming him back home. When the tuberculosis kid enters Tanjiro's subconscious realm area, this scene actually gets cut short a little early to show an added scene of Tanjiro running and crying. At the start of episode 4, we get a little recap showing Tanjiro about to end himself, and right when he makes the big cut, the anime adds in the tuberculosis kid being taken out of Tanjiro's dream along with one of the sprites going along with him. After we get done seeing what's going on in Inosuke and Zenitsu's subconscious realms, we get a bunch of new scenes in the train showing the kids strapped to Inosuke and Zenitsu looking uncomfortable, Zenitsu and Inosuke sleeping, Nezuko looking at Tanjiro, and Tanjiro sleep talking, as well as somewhat of an alternate version of Tanjiro ending himself in his dream, which I feel is a lot more intense than the original we got earlier in the episode and in the movie. Then when Tanjiro finally wakes up from his dream, we get a quick added in scene of Tanjiro's hand twitching right before he launches himself up. Straight up god tier edition right there if you ask me. Now, when the tuberculosis kid is looking at Tanjiro, the anime gives him an extra line as well as takes away the bit where he says that the shine sprites lit up his heart, and the anime extends the scene of him being pulled out of Tanjiro's dream by just a bit. After this, when Tanjiro encounters Enmu on top of the train and we see Enmu explaining how he put everyone to sleep, the anime adds in extra shots during Enmu's explanation, showing Tanjiro and the gang sleeping as well as the other passengers knocked out on the train too. Enmu also further explains how it took more effort to put everyone to sleep like that, but it was also the best way for him to remain undetected. At the start of episode 5, the anime adds in 2 new scenes showing off that dirty Enmu blob CGI spreading through random parts of the train. When Nezuko is protecting the passengers, we get about 10 seconds worth of extra footage consisting of her cutting up some more Enmu blobs. As Tanjiro is about to jump back on top of the train due to Inosuke being able to locate the head of the demon, the anime adds in Tanjiro giving like a mini recap of what's going on, how Rengoku, Zenitsu, and Nezuko are protecting the train cars, and Inosuke finding the demon head. Even though we literally saw what everyone was up to within the same episode, my boy really got Alzheimer's at age 15 and shit. Damn. When Tanjiro is ending himself over and over again in his dreams, the anime uncensored the blood, which is pretty dope. I'll give him that one. Episode 5 then ends with a new shot of the train crashing after Tanjiro cuts off Enmu's head. At the start of episode 6, when Tanjiro cuts off Enmu's head and sends that little shockwave making the train jump a little, right before the opening starts, we get a quick mini added in scene of the train about to crash. After the opening, we get an added close-up of Enmu's face when he screams. When Akaza arrives and Tanjiro looks up to see him, the anime extends this by adding in him looking shook as fuck. We then get an added in shot of Akaza just chilling there looking at Rengoku and Tanjiro. When Akaza tells Rengoku to not die on him, the anime changes this scene to a close-up of Rengoku's face and then ends the episode with an added in overhead shot showing Tanjiro, Rengoku, Inosuke, and Akaza. At the start of episode 7, the anime adds in a shot of Tanjiro looking horrified. We also get a new shot of Akaza staring at Rengoku and telling him to not die on him again. And finally, the last new addition for the anime version of Mugen Train happens when Akaza breaks free from Rengoku's grasp, sending Inosuke flying back, where the anime adds in a scene of Tanjiro getting pushed back by the wind as well. Now, from what I was able to tell, those were all of the new scenes that were in the anime version of the Mugen Train arc. It was kind of underwhelming, and to be honest, I really don't know what I was expecting from these new scenes because 99% of these new content was really trash and pointless. Like, thanks, I definitely needed that added in shot of Tanjiro's hand twitching. It was amazing character development never seen before in the movie. Ufotable, Aniplex, I feel scammed. And you know, they really tried to make it sound like they did a lot and went really hard to make the anime version of Mugen Train even better with these 70 cuts of new scenes. But a lot of these new scenes are literally a couple seconds worth of animation and still frames, extending a moment in the anime by just a bit. Sometimes it was even hard to find where they even added in these new scenes, but you can sort of tell when these new scenes start because the art style and animation changed just a tiny bit. To me, nothing can justify why they decided to retell the movie in the anime because, let's be honest, everybody and their mama saw this movie one way or another. The only new added in scene that I kinda liked and saw some justification for it was the tuberculosis kid being pulled out of Tanjiro's subconscious realm. That was the coolest scene to me, and that was the best added in scene to me personally. And you know what? I wouldn't even be surprised if they tried to pull this same stunt with the next movie and season 3. And though I don't really like how they decided to just throw the Mugen Train arc in season 2 of Demon Slayer and call it a day basically, I'm still excited for the Entertainment District arc, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you feel the same way. Also, don't take any of the jokes I said too seriously. Yeah, I don't like it, but if you like the new changes, obviously you're more than welcome to like the changes that were added in, and you're more than welcome to like them adding in Mugen Train into season 2. Anyways, Anyways, let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on the stuff that was added into this arc. Did you even notice the changes? Did you even watch these episodes? Let me know everything in the comment section below. With that said, if you enjoyed the video, then be sure to Detroit smash that like button below, and don't forget to share this video with your friends. If you are new to the channel and want to see more content like this, then be sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on to join the Kitoroki Hero Academia to become my hero. Doing all of this really does help the channel out a lot, and it's always appreciated. Remember to stay plus ultra, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.